All right. Commitment creates commitment. I tell you what, I feel better today. What's on my mat? And last 4 days, I think it was 4 days, maybe 5 days. I didn't feel like doing yoga. Seriously, and today I feel a little bit better. And I think what I got from it is that commitment creates commitment. I committed, said I was going to do something, and I did it. So I did yoga every day for 4 days, even though I didn't want to. That's called commitment. So I feel better, and that's what I want to mention because I'm staying on the topic of commitment and how to stay dedicated, committed to doing something that you said you were going to do. Commitment creates commitment. And when you really think about it, it makes sense. It wouldn't be commitment if you weren't committed. So how do you stay committed? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about for a few days. Yesterday, I talked about making yoga easy to do or any situation, but to stay committed to a yoga routine, you make it easily doable. That was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. And I explained before that what commitment is. Commitment technically is a noun, but without the verb of committing, you wouldn't have the noun to place on the verb. And this goes into commitment creating commitment. Now we're going deeper than what most people do in order to explain what commitment is, how to stay committed, and so on and so forth, because it is deeper. It's beyond words. It's beyond explanation. It's an energy. And what you want to technically do is become the committing, the dedication, the dedicating. You want to become the verb. And that's what we're learning on the yoga mat. So today, I realized just this morning that I feel better. I made my kids lunch before I came out here. I never do that. I feel better because commitment creates commitment. Without doing what you said you were going to do, you wouldn't have commitment. And I'm purposely going in depth so we can have an understanding of what it means. Then we move into the strategies and how the mind wanders and how you don't stay committed and why you don't stay committed and how to stay committed, so on and so forth. But first you have to understand what it is. It's an action. It's an action. So today I feel better because I knew deep in my being that it would pass. And that's what we're learning on the yoga mat, how to become aware. You're not trapped in this prison of, oh, I don't feel like doing this, so I don't do it. I don't feel like doing this, so I don't do it. You don't stay in that so-called prison. You become aware. In the yoga, that's what we're learning, to become aware. When you're focused on the breathing during the yoga routine, it taps into this awareness. Boom! And you become awareness. And then you can see the bigger picture. So although those 4 days, maybe it was 5 days, but 4 days, I continued to do yoga every day because I was aware of the bigger picture, that it would pass, those feelings. And the feelings were not dictating my actions. I was above that. And that's why eventually it let go, because I became aware. And that's at any commitment you make. Whether it's yoga, you don't have to do yoga. I don't care if you do yoga. No one watches these videos anyways. Say you're going to walk every morning at 6 a.m. for 10 minutes, 5 minutes out to somewhere and 5 minutes back. You commit to it. And you stay with the commitment, becoming the commitment. You can say, hey, I'm going to eat this amount of calories, and this is how I'm going to do it. And you stay committed. And you got to stay flexible. That's part of the yoga too. When you fall off, you're flexible. You come back. That's life. And you're learning that on the yoga mat too. You're flexible. You're going with the flow. Your mind wanders, you bring it back. Same in staying committed to a diet. Certain amount of calories, you fall off, you come back. It's all right, man. You don't say, oh, and then you just keep on eating that way. Or you fall off, you don't walk for 2 days. No, you come back. Same with yoga. Now for me, I'm doing it every day for 365 days. So today is number 243. I was about to go 243. But that would have been weird. And actually, I already did it. So today we're going to continue to do the 2-minute sitting meditation where you focus 100% on the breathing. Your mind will wander. And when you realize you're not thinking of your breathing, focusing on breathing, then you gently bring your focus back to the breathing. And then remember, you're already breathing automatically. And then when you start to control your breathing, which happens, you let go of control and just watch yourself breathe. Now, words mess all this up because there's not a you watching. You're actually becoming the watching. You're becoming the focusing. Now, I will say, watch your breathing, focus on your breathing, indicating there's a you, but I'm just using words. Technically, you let the you dissolve and you become the verb. Just like commitment, you become committing. These words are just explanations of an experience. And language messes all that up. Then we'll stand to the mountain pose, sun salutations. Then we'll end with the mountain pose. Then we'll be done. And then it'll be over. 6 a.m. is going to get here before we know it. It's going to happen regardless if we do yoga or not. So, let's go to easy pose. The easy pose is the modification of the lotus. Your palms are to your knees. Back is straight. Hands are in front, maybe here, or to your knees. You need to lean back, you lean back. You need to go against the wall, you go against the wall. If during the pose your back gets fatigued, just adjust it. Keep your awareness on the breathing and just lean back. You're learning to go with the flow. Listen to the body. I forgot my phone. So, find my timer. 2 minutes. Oh, focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Just like I said, language is messing this up technically. Uh-oh, almost got off my phone. And just focus on the breathing. And you're becoming the focusing. So there's actually no you, although I'm explaining it that way. There's no you. So you're becoming the focusing. You're becoming the verb. You are the action. Now let's go ahead and begin. Remember, you can always adjust. Just keep your focus on the breathing. Even when you adjust, and this heightens your awareness, that you become aware. But you're not focused on that awareness. You're focusing on the breathing. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Now, keep your focus on the breathing still, even when you stand up. Although it doesn't look like yoga. Yoga is when the mind and body connects. So even when I'm pushing my pillow over there, when my mind and body's connecting with that activity, I'm doing yoga. That is yoga, not the poses. Mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed, shoulders relax. Just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else. 100% focus on the breathing. And again, the you dissolves. You become the focusing. You become the action. And in the mountain pose, you're becoming the stability as well. So you lengthen up and then let the bones sit on top of each other. And you're tapping into that stability that threads through the skeleton. You're standing there as if you were just your skeleton. And then the skeleton has that stability that allows it to stand. You're becoming that stability. Feeling that stability. You're aware of that stability because you're focusing on the breathing. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. It's the first stretch. So go nice and easy. And then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. Keep the back straight. And we're going to fall right into ragdoll. The ragdoll, you're not pushing yourself down or pulling yourself down. You're not trying to be somewhere. Just let go and let the body fall where the body falls. Arms are dangling, head is dangling, no tension in the neck or shoulders or arms. Just become aware. 100% focus on the breathing. That heightens your awareness. It lets you feel what's happening in the body. But you're not focused on that stuff. You're focusing on the breathing. Palms to the calves, elbows into the side of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can, slowly. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down. Push all the air out. Foreheads go to the knees. Get all the air out. And then again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. Push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down. Foreheads go to the knees. Get all the air out. Remember, 100% focus on the breathing. Now 2 more. Arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. And now last one. Arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. Then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. Push all the air out. Then once all the air is gone, release the breathing. And then just let yourself breathe. Focusing on the breathing. Letting yourself breathe. Now you're pulled in and down. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. And it may push you out slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. Then when you exhale, the belly goes in, and you go back into the pose a little bit more. It's a subtle, subtle movement. You're aware of the movement. You're not focused on it. You're aware of it. Tapping into capital A awareness. That palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a little lunge. With a little lunge, top the foot to the floor and the back. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, head is up. You're just focusing on the breathing. So again, the you dissolves and you're actually becoming the focusing. We're going to go into the pigeon. To go into pigeon, you curl the toes under the back, knee goes up, high lunge just for a second or so. The right foot goes over to the left side. It's a foot down from the hand, so 12 inches down. Lengthen up some, so you might want to scoot your foot back. And then hip bones are square, shoulders are square, and you just fall right on top of the leg. Now in this pose, you're not pushing yourself down. Just let the body relax. You fall into the pose. And you just accept where you are. Very important pose because you're letting go, not judging it. So if you twist it a little bit, that's fine. So if you're over a little bit, that's fine. If you feel a little ache in the hip, adjust yourself, accept, and just focus on the breathing. All those little areas that you feel you're not focused on. You're not becoming the so-called problems. You're just aware of them. And that's a mindset that you're taking off the yoga mat. So when you're in the so-called real world, you're not becoming the negativities that are around you. Palms to the floor. Pull yourself up. Push yourself up. Arms are straight. Back is arching. Hip bones are still pushing forward diagonally and arching the back. You are pushing into this pose. Now, although you're pushing, once you settle and accept, it's almost like you're not pushing. You're becoming one with the pose. Tapping into oneness, letting go of control, letting go of trying to be somewhere, letting go of trying, letting go of effort. You just become one. Now, of course, you may feel those things, but you try your best not to. Or you let yourself not try. I just said don't try. Now I'm just telling you to try. Don't try. Just let it be. Accept. When your mind and body's one, boom, that's yoga. Now you're going to bring the right foot up between the hands into a high lunge. Now to do that, you curl the toes under the back. Bring yourself out of the stretch a little bit. And then bring the right foot up between the hands. Just get it there how you have to. Do the best you can. And then downward dog. Now, downward dog, you are pushing yourself into the pose. But you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. Head is dangling, no tension in the neck. Again, although you're pushing into the pose, once you settle and accept, and you're focused on the breathing, it's almost like you're not pushing. You're becoming one with the pose. Then the mind and body become one. And that's yoga. Then drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor. Of course, the palms are to the floor. And to modify this, you bring yourself down to a small cobra. Chest is off the floor. Palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're pulling up with the back muscles. So you're not pushing up. You're pulling up. Or just do the upward dog. And then back to downward dog. Pushing into it. Really, really, really push into it. And right when you get to a spot, right before you feel like, man, I'm not going to go any further, settle there, accept, and just focus on the breathing. Again, you're becoming the focusing. Wherever you are, push a little bit more if you feel like you should. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Listen to your body. Become your own guru, your own leader, your own teacher. So when you're off the mat, you're doing the same thing, learning to listen to yourself on the mat. So you listen to yourself off the mat. And then bring left foot up between the hands. I get hair off my sock. It's from my dog. But my dog don't even come in the garage with her. So there's hair everywhere. So with the back foot, tap the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching. Make sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some. And don't judge the pose. Let go of judgment. Let go of all that type of mindset. That is, well, those are barriers between the mind and the body. So here's the mind, here's the body. Get rid of those barriers, judgment, control, and just let go. And then when you do, the mind and body becomes one. And that's when you're doing yoga. Yoga is not the poses. Now we're going to go into the pigeon, curl the toes under the back, knee goes up, left foot over to the right side is a foot down from the hand, 12 inches down from the hand. Square up the hip bones, shoulders, and fall right on top of the leg. You don't judge yourself. Don't judge the pose. Once you're settled, you accept. You can shift and modify, but always keep your focus. Always stay the focusing. Just let the body sink into the pose, no matter where you are. Even if you're like this, if your mind and body's connected, you're doing yoga. Don't worry about perfection. That's judgment. The palms to the floor. Push yourself up. Arms are straight. Back is arching, and you are pushing yourself into this pose. So hip bones are going diagonally. Back is arching, doing like a scoop. And you just settle and accept. Now, although you're pushing, once you settle and you accept, it's almost like you're not pushing. You're becoming one with the pose. Everything is oneness. Everything is oneness. Everything is one. So there's only oneness, capital O, oneness, which is just another word for yoga. Now, we're going to go to high lunge. So curl the toes under the back, knee goes up, bring yourself out of the pose, out of the stretch, and then bring left foot up between the hands. Stay the high lunge just for a second or so, and then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down, forehead's going to the knees, get all the air out. Once all the air leaves, you release the breathing and just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. You're becoming the focusing. You are the verb. You are the action. You're not the focuser. The focuser dissolves into focusing. The palms together. Reach out, up and back. Inhale. And now turn the palms out. Push the air down and out. Exhale. And then to mountain pose. Now we're going to do one more sun salutation. And this time we're going to do the standard sun salutation. And this sun salutation is a little mixture of integral yoga sun salutation, which I learned 20-something years ago from integral yoga, from Satchidananda, the ashram in Buckingham, Virginia. Yogaville. So, in this sun salutation. There's also a mix with other sun salutations, but it's becoming a form of a moving meditation. That's what the sun salutations in a roundabout way are, a moving meditation or a moving meditation. So you're becoming the experience. You're becoming the focusing. And you do that by focusing on the breathing the entire time and linking the breathing with the movements. So you're becoming the movement, capital M movement. So all becoming one. So you're inhaling, the body's opening up. This is how the sun salutations are designed. And then the next pose will be a closing pose. And then you're exhaling slowly so you can get through the pose. Then the next pose will be an opening pose. Then you inhale during that pose. And exhale, closing pose. Inhale, exhale, focusing on that breathing, becoming the focusing, and then you become one with the movement. You're becoming the movement. So just focus on the breathing and let everything just link together as one. Not because they're separate, but because you're realizing everything's one. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. Then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, all the air leaves. Then left leg is back, little lunge. Inhaling, opening up, going into the pose as much as you can. And then downward dog, exhale, all the air leaves. Pushing into the pose. Then inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot is up, little lunge, inhale. Exhale, standing forward bend, get all the air out. And palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then exhale. Right back to mountain pose. Remember, mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up, spread the toes, then each toe touches the floor one at a time, knees are bent, hips are tilted, shoulders are relaxed, arms relax. And we're just going to stay here a little bit longer, so just watch yourself breathe, focus 100% on the breathing. You're becoming the focusing, you're becoming the watching, you're even becoming the stability that allows your body to stand. Just watch yourself breathe. Stay here a little bit longer. And bring the palms together. That's it. That is 243 YouTube Live yoga routine. And I feel better, man. I feel better. And it's all about commitment. And that's what I'm going to start talking about for a few days, is about commitment. And this happened because I got in a slump for 4 days, 5 days. I want to do yoga, but stay committed because I became the commitment. I became the committing, just like it became the focusing, which heightens your awareness. I was aware that that feeling would pass. Well aware of that. So that's why, and that's what helped me stay committed, because I knew it would pass, and it did. Inshallah. That's just God willing. I don't know why I say that. I always say that. I always say that to my wife. Inshallah. And alhamdulillah. Why do you say that? Alhamdulillah. Praises to God. All praises to God. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste. Peace and love.